cool. The discard pile is labeled. It's above the tomato truck. And let me make sure the cards are shuffled and stuff here. I love being able to shuffle hundreds of cards really fast. So, good news for you, Jordan. These two dudes, highly experienced players. They've been playing with me for years. They've been in the campaign for a bit. Ask questions. Seriously,
For sure.
There are stupid questions though, regardless of what the fucking people always try to tell each other.
There's no wrong questions though.
Right. Well,
Yes.
so go ahead and take 4 cards. Somebody tell them how to take cards because I don't ever take cards, so I don't know how it's done.
So the skull to the right of our pictures. If you put your mouse over it, a thing should pop up saying draw and discard. Can you see that?
Yep, I drew 4.
Yep, beautiful.
Cool. Now, if you click on your stack, then it puts them with like a little black background, and they're really small and kind of hard to read. But if you click on the individual card, it makes it bigger.
Yep.
Some of them will be self-explanatory, like if it's a +10 to skill, that's for 1 roll. Other ones, if they're not, just ask the guys. But yeah, they know what the fuck is going on. Yeah. And let's see, where did we last leave Matt, and where did we last leave Pete?
Well,
oh wait, no, I know where Pete is. I know where Pete is. That's where you guys are. Never mind. Hold on, I will get you guys the link because 2 of you need that and the other one doesn't. So let's see here. Yes, I'm putting you where Pete is because I'm an evil prick.
So we're going back to fucked up Hogwarts.
No, Pete wasn't there last we left him. No.
Yes, I was.
Oh, were you? God damn it.
This is not going to start well.
That's okay. Pete's got the information. So hold on, let me open my thing of it. Right, and let's see. I need that for Jordan. Okay, this should be a simple. Yeah.
Famous last words.
Let's see. Jordan in the ATAW Roll20 thing, there's a Dropbox link. I think the other
Hang
two
on a
already
second.
got theirs.
I'm getting screams from another room.
Yeah, damn home invaders always coming in, killing a bunch of people.
Yep.
Jordan, you in the U.S., yeah? Jordan?
I think he's really...
Sorry, I have a tendency to mute my mic so you don't pick up any feedback. Yeah, it's currently 8 a.m. where I'm at.
Nice. Nice. Well, good news. You've got people from 3 different continents in your first game, so happy days.
Yeah.
All right. As soon as Pete gets back from whatever weird shit's going on at his home, I'm just assuming home invasion. We'll go ahead and start.
It's all good.
Yeah. As far as stuff Jordan needs to know, oh shit, we're gonna have to do that too. Did you get that Dropbox thing okay, Jordan?
Yeah, it's currently loading, it looks like. All right, now it's just like a checkered field. Is that what it's supposed to be? Just a picture?
It's got a bunch of circles with lines and shit, or whatever. It's a bubble map. Oh, by the way, you may as well not mute yourself between because that actually makes it weirder because sometimes there's a little bit of background hiss, and then when you unmute yourself, then there isn't, or vice versa. Switch that around. Just leave it going. That's okay. Everybody picks up shit from each other all the time anyway.
Okay.
Okay. Please make a note somewhere, Jordan, for your new possessions because you get a couple of weird things.
Is it just me, or is this shit freezing up every now and again?
Okay.
Is it? I haven't noticed.
No.
That's why we tried to start early, is to get rid of fuckery. Okay, Jordan, you have 2 tarot cards. They're from the Rider-Waite tarot deck. One is the 8 of Swords. The other one is the Knight of Cups.
And just to clarify, you said 8 of Swords and what was the second one? Or Knight of Swords?
Knight of Cups.
Knight of Cups.
8 of Swords, Knight of Cups.
Okay.
As far as the image link from the Dropbox, you should be able to scroll in on that.
Okay.
And what it is it's what I call a bubble. Well, what everybody calls a bubble map.
Yeah, I saw about that on the forums.
So at first it'll be very fucking confusing, but you will eventually go with it and stuff. Just so everybody knows, you're going to be starting off in the Bobcat Hall common room.
Nice.
Or actually, well, technically in the boys' dorm, and then you can go out to the common room. But
Which is the middle to the right.
yeah.
Go Bobcats.
All right. So there's some. First off, Jordan, the only important things for you to know right away is your possessions include pretty much a book bag with some books in it, and a few changes of clothes. They're kind of a uniform thing with red sleeves. And also you're about 11 years old. If you do damage, then the damage is vastly reduced. If you get into combat, then we'll go into details on that. I'm not going to bore you. My objective is not to bore you with rules and shit, but just get into the story, okay?
Yeah.
So there's signs up in Bobcat Hall that say "Death to the Lockpick Losers." Terrible 3 gotta go and shit like that. And
What?
yeah, and also the Bobcats, they've got a big thing up as far as the score between them and the other houses, and the other houses are listed. But Pete, please tell them what the other houses are.
Hydra, Dragon, and Hydra, and thank you, Phoenix. That's right.
Yep.
That's
All
right,
the
Phoenix,
other
yeah.
houses are, even though they've lost some points, are vastly in the lead over House Bobcat, which appears to have lost tons of points for some reason. Tons of points.
Shut up.
Mildred's been here, hasn't she?
So all the Bobcats seem depressed and angry, not at you guys, which is nice, but
So it wasn't because of what we pulled off last time.
you have no idea. You just
no.
wandered out, and nobody's really paying much attention to you. Let's see. As far as the description goes,
what did the sign say? Death to the lockpick losers?
Yeah.
well, Death to the Terrible 3, and also signs about the Lockpick Losers. They seem to be the same group: Lockpick Losers and Terrible 3.
Wow.
Because it's best to have Jordan's first game session be as confusing as possible.
Oh yeah.
I was getting that vibe.
Oh, don't worry. Everybody, ask them how confusing their beginning was when they started off. So anyway, yeah, that's what's going on. As far as description goes, the only thing really unusual, you all look like 11, 12-year-old kids and stuff, is nobody has any hair. It's been shaved off. And for some reason, you can't figure out both of those guys.
Yeah,
Cursing batteries, man. Both those guys are wearing small, dark glasses. Nobody else is wearing any kind of shades, Jordan. But for some reason, they're both wearing like small, dark glasses.
Did you tell Jordan about the sense of knowing certain individuals?
Right. Also, thank you very much, Pete. Take a card. Both of those guys are your quote buddies. You don't know. Have you ever tried like seen somebody and you're like, I know that guy, but I can't remember his name. You know, that kind of thing. You have that strong feeling about both of them.
All right.
Like you're good with them. You're friends with them. Hey, wish you could remember their name. As far as I know, both of those guys are pretty much just standard white kids.
So if I get the gist of this right, I don't have any memory of who I am really, but I recognize these two.
Yeah, you can have spotty memories and stuff for just starting off until you get to know what the campaign's like and stuff.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd recommend being like, you can know your name and then, or have one assigned to you by the RPCs who are cruel, especially him. And then you can, like, memories can burble to the surface as you go type thing. They're not a big hurry to figure out who you were and stuff because everything in this campaign is about build up and stuff. Unlike people who run one shots, this campaign has literally been going for hundreds of hours so far.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw that online.
Yeah.
I was gonna start. I started listening to one, but then I fell asleep. So.
Nice.
Well, I turned it on while I was in bed, so like it's not unlikely of me to fall asleep. But it was
I just hope you didn't get too many disturbing dreams afterwards. As Logan's voice invaded your sleep.
That'd be fucked up. So, could you briefly describe what you look like, Jordan?
Well, I mentioned I'm 11 years old. I have a shaved head, and I'm Chinese American, so half Chinese, half American.
Just so you know,
Now-
about half of the kids in the Bobcats Hall have Oriental casts to their features, meaning the epicanthic folds.
Okay. So I just I'm not gonna go too in depth. Just those are kind of the standout features. Is kind of like the bald head because I was shaved, and then Chinese American, 11-year-old.
Yep.
There you go. So, do you, at age 11 or 12, do either of you guys have any interesting physical, like Matt and Pete, do any of your guys have any interesting physical features, or are you just kind of standard kids?
No, let me find my description. All right. Well,
Actually, I
disregard
think Matt's guy might be a bit spooky because he is a British child, and all British children are spooky as fuck.
pasty face.
Oh,
and,
Irish. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm a drunk 11-year-old. Sorry to
actually,
all the Irish
that's
listeners. I'm not being stereotypical. I'm just playing my character.
question. Do changes to our things like our strength? Do we look like well, not in the 11-year-old body, but in our normal body? Do we always look like how we were when we first arrived, or does our bodies?
You guys look like super buff 11-year-olds, like whipcord muscle type things, because I think both of these guys are really strong. I'm not sure on Pete's character. I'm not saying your characters' names because you haven't introduced yourself yet, but
no, I've got a strength bonus.
I know that the drunken Irish kid is just like, you look at him and go, does this kid fucking work out like professionally? Why? You're 11 or 12. What's going on with your life?
Oh yeah, that'd be a good note. Because as a kid, Danny was trained. His parents were kind of forced him to a training regimen to become a Olympic gymnast. So.
Oh no, I get that, but I also know all your starting skills are 60 or less, and at 80 strength, you are definitely tough as fuck.
Okay.
And if you get to 110, then you are like, what?
That's a possibility. 110. I thought 100 would be the max.
Oh no, Pete, what's the highest percentage skill you've ever had on any of your characters?
180, 200, I think.
We will explain open-ended roles at a later time, sir. So, anyway, please get on with introducing yourselves. The other kids are just sitting around plotting. Everybody's thinking that if they see the terrible three again, they're not sure where they are. They think they may be in the dungeons because that's what all schools need are dungeons.
I'll turn to one of the kids near me and go, "Hey, who's the terrible three?" I've been too busy studying in the library.
Let's see. One of them gets called The Rock, but he has a different name. They know his name. Logan can't remember his actual proper name. Actually, Pete probably does.
Yeah, I've not actually met him myself.
And another one's Phil, and then there's the lady, and he says something in Latin. Give me Latin rolls. It's like Nomo
and something. Yeah, Jordan. Even if you don't have the skill, you can roll versus your learn. Due to the nature of the world we're in or worlds we're in, we seem to be able to pick up skills very easily. Like
holy
you just
fuck,
made
Jordan.
like that.
Jordan, now since you made your skill, two things happen. Next to your learn skill, put a little tick mark. That's something that you can erase or delete, whatever, because it may go up later. And then write in new skill, and it's called Latin. And then next to it, whatever, it starts at the same percentage as your current learn is. If your learn goes up, it does not change that percentage.
It goes in the language section, not the skill section.
Yeah, I'm curious. Okay, so I have like a 2 in learn. So what percentage is that? Because
no. You learn would be 12 probably.
This is why it's good to post characters well ahead of time.
I had a look at your character. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I looked at it at 12. Sorry, I was looking at the points I allocated, not the total.
Yeah, no.
So it is 12.
Yeah, it's 12. Yeah.
Good man. So yeah, your Latin starts at 12%. Congratulations.
I think all of us made our Latin roll by the looks of it.
That is fucking creepy as shit. Apparently her name is Latin no name. In other words, if you were to say the words no name in Latin, that is her name here. I had it looked up somewhere, but I don't want to go through finding it. I'd rather just.
And you said we're the freaky kids?
So, well, it's apparently the woman with no name has no name.
What did they do?
They kept trying to break in to the fucking armory outside near the course, and they kept getting caught with fucking lockpicks. And then they took them away, and then they made lockpicks. And then they took them away, and they made lockpicks. And then they took them away, and they kept throwing them in the dungeons, but that didn't stop them, and our house just kept losing the fucking points, and then nothing stops them. They need to be stopped. And our kid goes, calm down. The next time that it happens, they're probably just going to be killed. This seems to make a lot of kids happy.
Has Jana been playing since I last played?
Last Sunday, I think she played.
Yeah. That explains a lot.
Yep. All right.
And I even heard that some of them went into the fucking forest, and you know the forest is out of bounds. Thank goodness they weren't caught with that, or we'd have lost even more points.
You don't want to go into the spooky forest.
Yeah. By the way, Jordan, how to get cards. If you do anything clever, witty, interesting, something like that, chances are good you'll probably get told to draw a card. The most you can have at any one time is 4 when there's 3 players.
Yeah, I kind of interpreted that a moment ago when you told him to draw a card after he recommended something.
Sounds like you're going to pick this up fast. Like I said before, this is the kind of system that after 1 session, you have a pretty decent idea of how it works. After 3, it's old hat. There's no fucking go buy the stack of books, keep our industry floating. No, just.
Did any of the 3 wear glasses?
Yes. One of them did. Like yours. Dark.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Mental note. Have a chat with those guys when I next see them.
Yes. Yes.
God
In fact, I
damn
think
it.
I might be seeing at least a couple of them in the next few days. Anyway, you look very familiar, but I've forgotten your name. Pointing at Jordan's character.
I would say the same to you. I'm not sure I know you, but at the same time, I feel like I know you. Like we're
Alright.
long friends.
Oh, isn't it so cute?
There's several
So,
kids in the
I'm
background going,
assuming you don't know either of us two. You've not encountered either of us two before.
No, never.
Okay. I'm Alex. I'm Joshua.
That's a
I'm
bit
Joshua
Freudian
K.
there.
That is
Freudian
Alex
slip.
Kinley.
Hello.
And what's your name?
I'm Daniel Roberts, but you can call me Danny.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
Logan's froze.
what?
I think
No, he's
He
ready.
had frozen.
All right.
he's fine for me.
Is it what day of the week is it?
Um,
As
it's
in, do we have
Friday,
classes or
so
not?
that you can go through classes and then go right into adventure.
Adventure time.
That way you can get the best of both worlds, because I'm a kind and benevolent. I couldn't
Alright.
keep a straight face while I was saying that.
Shout out.
So Alex, one of the first things I need to do is get some Dakota rings, as I'm all out.
Well,
Ooh.
my question is, do you want ditch class or go to class and then go adventure?
Well, why don't we go
I
to
don't care.
class? Might as well go to class. Always worth.
I will.
We might pick something new up. We might manage to pick a spell up or something, and it might be. I'm assuming you've not. I'm assuming this is your first time, Danny.
Yeah. I was gonna ask where we might be.
We're at the Shadow Academy.
Basically, in order to get Danny straight into the deep end, because that's fun, I'm just going to speed through the classes. Danny, on all the classes,
fine.
the same thing is going to happen. If your skill is less than 60, then you're going to get a check in one or more different things. And I'm not going to have Danny try the obstacle course thing yet. We can do that later. So, right. Danny, roll me a D8 if you please. Okay, sorry, I had to unveil my thing. Right, everybody gets a check in acting if your acting is 60 or under
Damn
60.
it.
Yeah, fuck you, Alex.
It's all right. I've hit
acting
skills that I
is
can get any raises in at school as well.
Yeah.
That's the skill percent you're talking about for 60, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Next, everybody gets a check in cryptozoology.
Ooh, definitely don't.
Danny, write-in skill, new write-in skill, cryptozoology. It starts at whatever your learn is, and then put a little tick mark next to it. The little tick marks are so that you must put one and only one little tick mark if you succeed in a skill or just get assigned a check like you are now, because then at the end, then those skills with tick marks might go up. If you do a skill successfully, it's when you get a tick mark. But if you do it successfully more than once, it doesn't matter. You're limited to one tick mark per skill. Next, Matt, roll high-low for me, please.
Low.
Everybody gets a check in literature.
Literature? Is that
If it's under 60, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you have a 60 or higher in literature?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
I myself am an English major, so.
Got it.
Cool.
Okay.
Right.
So yes, that skill
it's
may
one of
actually
the-
come up. Who knows?
It's in the writing skills section. It's one of the actual typed ones in the writing skills section, Matt.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Depending.
I had 20 in it for some reason.
Right.
Yeah,
Everybody
because
roll.
we've already gotten it.
Everybody roll your Mandarin roll, please.
Aha! Let's see if I can finally get this. Cause
Yes, same.
oh no, I did get it once.
Fuck, Jordan, it is. Nice.
Nope.
No.
Okay, Jordan, you get to stay in class. The other two are sent to remedial Mandarin. So write in Mandarin unless you have it. You are.
Yeah, I'm at 60 for that.
Oh, okay. Then you don't. You get a check next to it because you succeeded in it rather than being assigned a check. You two, your other two, since you suck, you get a check in Mandarin. Jordan, instead, roll a d20 until you get 14 or less. Well done. Okay, Jordan gets a check in the control thing. Hold on, let me go to control tree. Congratulations, Jordan, you're getting a new spell. Hinder movement. Okay. Now, here's how spells work, Jordan. There's in Roll20, I would recommend copy pasting that to somewhere where you have it. If you want to use any spell, your job is to know it better than I do, so I don't have to look it up and slow shit down. Fortunately, the spells are pretty easy. So you get a check in that spell, which starts at whatever your learn is. Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, the magic point cost, you have magic points equal to your essence. The other guys, since they know you're learning magic and shit, because, well, they would learn magic, but they've both been sent to remedial Mandarin. Yeah, they'll explain more on the spell later. So next up, congratulations on being the first person not sent to remedial Latin or remedial Mandarin. Yeah, you other two get to meet the Canadian guy in there. He's still in there going, I just don't get this. Pete, give me a high-low roll, please, for math class.
Hi.
You guys, everybody gets a check in physics/advanced math, assuming you have it under 60.
No, I got it at 60.
Yeah. Jordan, give me a D4, please.
Three.
During science, everybody gets a check in first aid if it's under 60.
Curse you.
During the Shadowmancy class, you pick up another new spell, which starts at the super low percentage of your learn there, Jordan. Here it is, and you other guys get a check in it as well. The blurred vision spell from the shadow tree. We will explain magic trees and shit later. Usually people have a few sessions before they end up picking up any spells or they get taught them by other PCs. But by God, they started you off at the fucking evil equivalent of Hogwarts. And so right away you get stuck with it. And the last class, let's see, Matt, roll a D10 for me if you please.
2.
Everybody gets a check in acrobatics if yours is 60 or less. That's
Yay.
during drill class.
And Matt and I also get a check in unarmed martial arts.
Great.
Because he's teaching us that extra one.
Yep.
He is. Because we kicked ass.
Yes. Later we can bring Jordan back to put him through the obstacle course if he wants to go at it.
Yeah.
The fuck was that? That's your goddamn phone, wasn't it? All right. So, okay. Then, right. That basically you go through a lot of hell. You go through about 12 hours of classes, lunches, watching these kids somewhere between 11 and 16 go through like this huge school of columns and arches and shit like that, going just through this pressure cooker. All of them are getting ready for their mandatory military service, and they're hoping they can survive their schooling. So this is not an easy school. People fucking die here, Jordan. So after that, then the other guys look at you and go,
at dinner.
right? Okay, good.
All right, so
yeah, you guys are eating. I'm assuming after dinner you guys can go out somewhere private.
Yeah.
You know,
I just want to have a quick chat with Ollie. All right, so Danny, that's Lynette, that's Ollie. That's Oscar, that's Pat, and that's Steve.
He introduces you to a bunch of random people. The one he introduced
did.
is Ollie has like greasy type skin for some reason. She's the
We
only one
tend
that really
to eat
sticks
with
out.
them. So, Ollie,
She looks at you and she's like, "Hello, Joshua."
the ones known.
I will
Sorry, go on.
I will give what you gave me to give to other people to other people.
Thank you. The ones known as the Terrible Three.
They were trying, they were close, they were going for it, but then they lost their nerve.
Did they? Okay.
Going for what?
Did they unlock any of the locks?
No. That which is thrice bound is still. But I
Okay.
cannot tell you where it is because I do not know if you are the one, she says to Alex. Jordan, could you give me a smell roll? It's under your spot hidden and it's like indented a little bit because I put all the senses close to each other.
Yeah, that's a 68 out of 25.
Okay. Simply say, whenever you roll your skill, there are 4 possible results that will make sense to me because I don't know what your skills are and stuff. The 4 results are either succeed, fail, or critical, fumble. Figuring out the critical, you just knock the ones unit off of your skill. That's your fumble range. So if you have a 25, you it's your critical range. If you knock off the ones unit, that's a 2. So on a 1 or 2% roll, that's a crit. That's as good as it gets. A fumble, all you have to do is you knock off the ones unit. So then that's a 2 and put a 9 in front of whatever it is. So on a 92 through 100, that's a fumble. Make sense? So
Okay.
if your skill's a 60, then a 96 or higher is a fumble. Simple. No math required. No charts to look up. I still put down the fumble ranges on the PC sheet because some people are like, I just don't understand this ones unit and tens unit mumbo jumbo. It sounds like witchcraft. And I'm like, cool. So
Burn him.
Okay.
So you felt great. Alex, somehow you got whiskey, but nobody knows where it came from. And I know that you're fucking drinking it because I know where you got it from. So Ollie says, we do not know if you are the one or the 3.
Yes. All right. So you don't know if they've made any progress or anything? You were saying they were close. But...
I know.
Okay.
She seems to be listening to something else. Whoever's buzzing, please kill it and send it to hell.
Okay, so that's I should have wrote down the character names. That was Joshua who was talking to Ollie, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other
Alex
character.
Alex is the one that is the drunken Irish kid.
I'm gonna kind of lean over to Alex and be like, what exactly are the 3, and what does she mean, the 1 or the 3?
She gets up and wanders off, apparently going somewhere.
She is, how do we say it? Not right in the head.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Right.
Oh.
I wouldn't heed too much of what she says.
Okay.
Okay, if we go to...
Let's see. Jordan, give me an empathy roll. But tick next to your empathy. Don't forget your ticks or you will be very sad later.
Of course.
So that's a success, I'm guessing?
Yep.
Nice. You can tell, even though Alex seems dismissive of it, Joshua seems like he's taking it much more seriously, and he seems to be thinking deep thoughts and shit, like giant fucking ships going by on the ocean, whereas Alex seems to be concentrating on drinking something.
Okay. Then getting nothing from Alex, I'm going to turn to Joshua.
You lean further, it shows you leaning past Alex.
Yeah. I'm going to lean behind him. Joshua.
Yes.
What is that all about?
The sleeper. The sleeper must be awakened. Apparently.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure yet. That's part of the issue.
Marvelous.
All right. Let's go for a walk. I want to. We want to go somewhere where we can have a chat and privately, and also so I can show you both of you something. It'll mean more to Alex than it will to you at this stage, Danny, I suspect.
So,
Okay.
are you guys leaving the rune protected portal area and stuff?
Joshua, if you're going to pull out your penis again, I'm not going to be impressed.
No. We're going to go for a walk down to Lockbeard Hall.
No problem. As you go by the bobcat, its fake eyes almost seem to follow you.
Go Bobcats.
I'm assuming. Yeah. All right. Anyway, yes, we'll head down to Lockbeard Hall, I should say.
Sorry to interrupt quick. Did you give me another card or did something happen? Okay.
I like to sneak in
Logan.
cards because that way I'm not interrupting people when they're talking by yelling
It
out
just
my
threw me
card.
off.
No worries.
Logan will do that sometimes.
I'm a bad man.
I'll keep that in mind. I just for the first time was like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
No problem. You guys head over to Lockbeard Hall and such. Yeah, you can see the.
Is anybody following?
Pictures.
Guys,
No, nobody has any interest in following you guys. As far as the rest of the school is slinking, there's not a lot of intrigue because your house is so far behind that they can't even see fucking fourth place right now.
What do the house points mean?
It's some sort of scoring thing based on merits and demerit points.
Are there any repercussions for being on the group with the lowest points?
We're not sure. We haven't asked. So, all right. So now, just bear with me, Danny. We'll go to Damarung Corridor.
Okay.
And assuming nobody's about, I'll open one of the windows.
Great.
Climb through.
Okay.
Come this way, chaps.
Do you guys want to climb out or?
I mean, I'll follow. I missed what the last he said was.
Climbing through a window. So if you're looking, just so you know, if you're looking at the bubble map, where we are is in the bottom left corner. Just so you know. Just to help you with your orientation. Yep. So where we are is you'll see there's we would go through the black door and then you get to Damarung Corridor. And then by climbing through the window, that puts us to the bit that's at the top there. The line going north of Damarung Corridor, which is the windows look out into a small walled off courtyard with an old paint peeling door on the opposite side. So that's where we are now. All right.
You notice as you crawl out the window, there seems to be a very modern looking, and the rest of the stuff in the school is not. Some of it's kind of modern looking, some of it's kind of old looking, but the waterproof bag seems to be modern day looking. And it's just kind of sitting there and it's positioned under one of the windows. So if you were walking by in the corridor you came from, you would not see it unless you really, against the window, which apparently nobody does.
All right. So we'll step against one of the walls. So if people walking in the corridor, they're less likely to see us through the windows.
This is about as secure of conversation nook as you can get.
Yeah.
If you close the window again.
Yeah, as I said, one step through, I'll close the window.
Great.
All right. So, bit of an info dump for you, Danny. We are what some people refer to as Doras. we have the ability to travel through different realms or zones, as some people like to refer to it. They're basically different realities. Okay. Now, this Shadow Academy is one such reality. Are you familiar? All right. So, a question for you, which may assist in determining what you may or may not know. Are you familiar either with Europe or Genovia?
Europe.
You familiar with Europe? Okay. So this zone we're in, Europe doesn't exist. Instead of Europe, there's a place called Genovia and other countries. Now, and the landmass that is equivalent to where Europe is approximately is shaped differently in this timeline. Okay. So Alex and I have been to other zones in other time periods that exist where Europe exists, and we've also been to ones where Europe doesn't exist and Genova exists.
How
Okay.
did I become one of you?
We don't know. We're still not sure how we've become as we are either. That's one of the underlying things is trying to work out why we're like this and why we're able to pick up abilities so easily. One of the things about traveling through the different zones is there's gates. And the reason I've brought you here partly is because one of the gates is behind that door there, but it's set up so it's only accessible at night. So that's one of the 3 gates that we know of in this particular location at the Shadow Academy.
Yay.
Okay.
Now that gate. So the year is 2151 currently at this place. And that gate goes through to basically a place called San Angeles, also the year 2151. So it's in the same, it seems to link up with the Shadow Academy. It's post-apocalyptic Gothic San Angeles. So while this won't make sense to Danny, it should make a bit more sense to Alex. So Alex, in this timeline, there also appears to have been equivalent to Red Carpet. There also appears to be equivalent to the alien invasion, etc.
Right.
I did a bit of looking into the timeline here.
Okay.
And so this is sort of like a human Genovia timeline, but Night City appears equivalent to Night City. Seems San Angeles Night City existed, Bug City existed, Red Carpet existed, but the Genovian versions of them, as opposed to the versions we're familiar with.
Yep. Okay.
I haven't tried going to them to see if we can travel to them via our other means of travel. But yeah.
Yeah, we should probably definitely get Danny acquainted with Clem in the barbershops.
Yes.
As soon as possible.
Yeah.
Just to blow his mind even more.
Yes. All right. So on one other thing, Danny, when we leave this zone via a gate, as I said, we're with 3 gates, one which is behind that door there. That comes out into the smoking room of a high-class club called the Helton.
Hotel, sir. Hotel.
Sorry, hotel. My apologies. Yes, hotel. There's also a gate in a secret chamber underneath the theatre.
Yeah.
And there was also a gate which you didn't come through, but we came through, which there's a gate room. Where that goes, we're not sure, because it's guarded and stuff, so we haven't tried messing with it. Whether or not there's another gate, we don't know, but they're the gates that we're aware of so far. And as I said, this gate I'm aware of. Now, I'm just going to check my bag out to see if anybody's found it and pilfered anything from it.
Inside the waterproof bag, you find 20 meters of silk ninja rope, climbing claws, climbing clamps, a kitty size, i.e. you now ninja suit, bolt cutters, 4 pages about the ghost dance ritual, and a note saying "left here by Joshua McKay." That is all.
The lockpicks.
They seem to be missing for some reason.
Bastards!
What? So who are the lock? Do you guys have an idea of who the lockpick losers are?
Yes.
Yes.
They are
The
traveling companions.
yeah.
Okay. And
Sorry, go, Danny. Ask away.
and why would they be trying to get into the armory?
To arm themselves, assumably, for some reason.
One of them is a sadistic knife-wielding cannibal Skinner, so she was probably looking to, I don't know, just cause absolute chaos, because that's what she seems to do everywhere she goes.
Yeah,
and we love her for it.
Sociopathic, psychotic. Yeah,
and we love her for it.
She's an interesting character.
I'm gonna start going through my my pockets and stuff like that as seeing him, fight all that stuff, and I'm gonna pull out the 2 tarot cards.
Oh, you do have tarot cards on you. Beautiful.
What are these?
We're collecting them. We don't know yet.
We don't know. A lot of answers, Danny, to be honest, is going to be we don't know, but we'll do what we can to let you know what we do know.
Yeah. So at the moment, I've collected 20. I think was it 24 tarot cards. I think
sounds about right.
So we're trying to gather all the tarot cards from all the Doras that we're associated with. Besides those who you will feel a bond towards, such as us, there are other Doras, some friendly, some not so friendly. What the difference is between us in regards to why we feel a bond towards each other and the others, we're not sure either. But just so you know that there are others that travel.
And most importantly, if any Doras try to tell you that they've got a gate in their pants, don't believe them.
So welcome to a fairly complicated campaign. It's not go kill some guy at a castle or loot a dungeon.
Yeah.
And forget about shit. No, Pete, could you hold up your notes just so we can see how many?
Notebook. Yeah. So that's. I don't know. That's all the. So far.
BT.
Or I suppose the other thing is these notebooks were from the previous campaign Logan run. And they're all full.
Full.
Simple system, complicated campaign.
I unfortunately don't like taking notes.
But you can still do okay if you don't take notes. It just makes it.
And if you ever do play with the woman with no name, you're in for a treat if she gives you a briefing. I'm so looking forward to tomorrow.
It's become a thing of legends. It really has.
For a Yana brief.
A Yana briefing.
Yes.
Understood.
All right. Okay. So, is there any particular questions? I mean, unfortunately, as we said, there's a lot of them that we're not going to know the answer to.
I assume you don't know the answer to this one, but have you figured out any way to return
to where?
Whatever life you had before?
It's done now. Done.
No, we have not. And
or regain some of your memories from the previous life?
They seem to be. It varies in regards to the individual as to how much they've got and how fuzzy they are and what becomes clear and what not. It also partly depends on what we encounter and the sort of stimuli that we may occasionally get.
Understood.
Just trying to think what other info dump stuff might be useful to you. So basically, people affiliated with AIs. It's probably useful for you to know about.
As he prepares for a new level of shit.
Yes. All right. So there is we've found that there are AIs out there, and they seem in different zones. Now, whether or not, I mean, that has
Quick
led
takeaway
some
for
to
me.
that has led some to the theory that the zones are actually virtual realities. And the AIs are either the AIs that were controlling them at one stage or something. We're not sure. Now, somebody who becomes affiliated with an AI, their eyes change, and the AIs are known by colors. Now, so the reason why Alex and myself are wearing these glasses,
Well, you know, it is raining outside.
That could be it.
is that we are both affiliated with different AIs. And there's about, there's 2, 3, 4. There's at least 4 members of our group per se, as in Dora's, that we feel familiarity with, a liking of, that I'm aware of, that are affiliated with AIs. One of the things we discussed was potentially trying to become affiliated, having somebody in the group affiliated with a different AI, basically, to try and get as many different AIs affiliated so we can work out what's going on with them. So there's that. Now you've got magic that exists in, as you would have learnt by learning a couple of spells, probably.
Yeah, that might be the strangest. Well, I guess it's not the strangest thing that's happened today at this point.
Being an 11-year-old is quite strange. Yes, this when we woke up in an 11-year-old body, that was quite strange for us as well.
Waking up pre-puberty from whatever I was before is quite staggering.
Yes. Something you will find is that different zones, magic is stronger or weaker. So there are some realms where magic is hard to do, and if you do it in public and attract attention, there are basically MIBs that may appear and do nasty stuff. They are quite deadly, and we tend to run away from them if we ever see them. Whether or not there's some sort of antibodies or something to try and keep the reality stable of that zone, we're not sure what their purpose is or where they come from. Yes, and with the AIs, the one that you most need to be aware of is Blue. Okay. His main host, main allegiance is more likely someone by the name of Dr. Morton. Dr. James Morton. So you need to be very wary of him.
Matt, move your microphone down.
He's talking through. He doesn't need to because he's talking through his camera.
Oh, carry on.
Because he can't put that headset in, his mic in.
That's right. I forgot. Okay, so.
Yeah, and just what I was saying about the AIs, I'll remove my glasses just to show.
His fucking eyes glow. They glow. Hold on. Let me think. Indigo. That's right. Freaky as shit. Is there a sand loss associated with the glowing eyes?
I don't know. I'm not sure if there is.
I don't think there is for that level of it.
No,
They're just glowing like if you were in a completely black room, you would see 2 faint indigo lights, but not bright enough for a flashlight or LED light. Thank God.
And by indigo meaning no pupils, no irises, nothing. It's just
straight purple eyes.
Straight indigo, yeah.
Well, you can get cool ones like these. I'll take off my glasses.
What color are your eyes going?
White.
Oh,
white.
White. That's right. That's fucking freaky as shit too. So you're with a couple of freaks, and you can understand why they wear sunglasses now.
Okay. I don't.
That's a great answer. You get a card for that. By the way, everybody, I've been slipping you guys cards as time goes on, so
I'm
please
trying
repeat your-
to piece together. I don't understand why you would willingly attach yourself to these things.
Because you gain certain benefits, but also, as I said, we're trying. The AIs seem to be interlinked with the zones, and we're trying to gain more knowledge about the meta side of the zones and the realities. And so, by attaching ourselves to different AIs, we're hoping we can get more information that way.
Oh,
As some of
it says
the
play
AIs.
immediately.
Oh, what'd you get?
Magic item goes bye-bye.
Excellent. You have no magic items, so I believe then it goes to all PCs. So one PC, drop off a magic item because Pete, your nightmare has come true and you're out of
Exactly.
rings.
I'm not though.
Ah,
Beautiful.
good. Okay, one of your rings goes away then.
Oh no, I've got 7 left.
Oh, you horrible, horrible
I
woman.
don't have any left, hence why I want to go to Burlington ASAP, because I found a magic item which I don't want to lose.
I see.
Close call. Close call.
Very close call.
Quick note to Jordan. In this campaign, possessions are temporary and fleeting, as these other two will tell you. But knowledge is power for sure.
But it doesn't stop us from trying to hang on to some of our items with death-like claws.
Understood.
So,
all right.
moving on.
So
I think he's had about as much briefing as any one human can fucking handle right now.
No, he's not even just getting briefed. He's getting like, this is the game in 15 minutes or under.
Yeah. All right. So, Alex, we
Yes.
have a problem.
All right.
So, what was the last thing you remember before waking up in the dormitory then, this morning?
I remember pissing off the King of Genovia because I duped his daughter, and then I disappeared.
Right, beautiful.
Duped.
So it's in. So yeah, that's the other thing, Danny, is that we find that we seem to phase in and out of existence, for lack of a better word.
What? That's not. That's quite terrifying.
It is, but hence why I asked Alex what was the last thing he remembered, because while we were together previously, there may have been a time where we weren't. He may have done stuff since I was last with him that I'm not aware of. So it can make things challenging to keep track of everything at times. Out of game, Jordan, it's a way of basically explaining why there's different players at different sessions.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, so I was actually in the throne room with you and Doc, Alex, and you both actually faded away in front of everyone.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've actually seen this happen.
It must have been interesting for you.
It was very disturbing. The king had a conniption. I think he might have been having a heart attack.
Nice.
So the king finally managed to get the royal physician in to deal with the king, and then I went off and had a tete-a-tete with the queen about the whole political situation.
Okay.
So basically, the issue is that Westmead has as you may recall, and I'll give a bit of background so you understand the situation, Danny.
Just keep it short because I can tell Danny. I can tell the Jordan.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it short, but I need to update. I need to update Alex so he knows what one of the options we have to look into. Basically, by you having basically Danny's madly in love with you, refuses to marry the King of Westmead. This has thrown their whole political alliance down the toilet.
This we're not talking about Danny the PC, by the way.
No, there's a different
No,
Danny
sorry, Danny.
already.
Princess. Sorry, Danny. Yes, Princess Danny. Just to confuse. Yeah, Prince. Yeah, thank you. Yes, I completely.
I'm like,
yes.
not another one.
Yeah. So Princess Danny's madly in love with you. As such, she's not going to marry the King of Westmead, which puts Genovians as well as their trade with the New World. However, so basically the Queen's asking our assistance to deal with it. Now, there's a couple of wrinkles in it, in that we can't wipe out the fleet. Doing so would cause havoc because the bugs, the isotucks, I can't remember exactly how it's pronounced. The Westmead's fleet would be one of the first defenses against it. We can't. The king doesn't have any direct heirs at the moment. He's only got bastards. So if the king dies, that will cause a war of succession, which again will destabilize Westmead and destabilize the fleet and cause issue if the ISO trucks turn up.
That's not good.
No. So we need to work out a way of resolving that issue.
Daddy sits down.
Sorry?
Daddy sits down trying to understand or grasp everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Wait till you get to the weird part. I'm waiting for the briefing to end and them to drag you off on what I call a world tour. That'll be fun.
All right. So, Danny, where I'm talking about the King of Genovia and Westmead, etc., that's in another zone that's set in the 19th century of this timeline. Okay. So in that timeline, I am the Australian ambassador, and others. Oh yeah, and by the way, Alex, you should have a look in the books in the library at one stage in the history of what happened at the Battle of San Angeles. You'll find some lovely wood carvings, wood prints, including one of us. So, that's me. Anyway, so 19th century, we're talking about due to actions that Alex took, there's a political turmoil going on that we need to resolve. So
just another day in the office.
Another day in the office, exactly. All right.
Danny, you're starting to wonder if these guys' purpose is to create confusion and chaos or solve things. You're not really sure at this point. Could go either way. Jordan
just to
and Pete, please reduce hands.
Yep. Just to give you an idea, Danny, there's probably, I don't know, at least 8 zones that we've been to, if not more, each which has got its own unique things about it. All at different time periods, some which are quite small, some which are large. Like there's one which is pretty much a town in the 1950s, and that's it. And you can't go beyond the...
There's one that's populated with Smurfs.
I'm sorry, did you say we can't go beyond?
That's the one in the 1950s, yes. You cannot go beyond it.
What's stopping us?
Basically, you lap around. You exit out through the forest. You come back in the other side of the town.
You can get into and out of it via gates, but it's just...
Yes.
Does that occur to the citizens of the town too, or is that just...
They seem to be...
None the
they
wiser.
seem to be almost like they've got very basic programming. As in, it's a weird town. They think it's Friday every day, and it basically a lot of things reset every morning.
This is going to come over as very daunting at first, Danny, but give it some time, and eventually you'll realize it's not so bad.
Okay. Well,
do you know how to reduce your hand, by the way, Jordan?
Oh, do you mean the cards?
Yes, whenever I refer to your hand, that is the cards, exactly. Not literally your hand. That would be awkward.
Okay, then I need to remove a card then.
Yeah, I would recommend consulting the other guys about the cards until you get well familiar with them, because sometimes a card that doesn't look sexy is terribly sexy, and vice versa.
All right. How do I discard?
Just drag it off into
discard
the
pile, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, just drag it. All right. I'm going to play Obscure Knowledge, which is +1 permanent increase 20 skill. The reason I'm announcing that, Danny, partly is that, Jordan, is that there are cards that will allow players to grab that and use it themselves after I've used it. So that's why I'm just specifically saying I'm using that card to increase the skill. And that, for example, is a card that will allow you to increase your skill above 100 because there's no restriction on it as to the level of the skill.
Right. Are you ready to sweep him away from all of this into some other weird shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat.
All right. So, Alex, do we go to 19th century Malwicks, or do we go to 22nd century San Angeles?
Or do we stay here and try and clear up the mess that the other people caused?
Yes, or do we exactly? As I said, I really would like to go and get some decoder rings, and it may be worth doing a short jaunt just to introduce Danny to Clem, because it'll be probably in Danny's best interest to know about the back door.
Yeah, I was going to say we probably wanted to do that anyway, so let's do that. We can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
All right. Yep.
So, are you taking him through the door?
Now, the only thing about this one is that
it doesn't have a Clem.
It does have a Clem. The Clem was shut down. I activated it. Like it was shut down the same as the one in the 19th century we found.
Yeah.
Only in that being the door only opens at night, Clem isn't open at night.
Right. Weird.
Good shit.
And so basically I spent the night sleeping on the street in an abandoned house. Wait for the day for Clem to be available. I mean, we could go there and...
You almost got mugged, too.
Yeah, I almost got mugged. But because of everything going on, because it's linked with this place, the police are a lot more active. People looked at me strange because of the school uniform, etc. But yeah.
Which
Are we still 11 through that gate?
Pardon?
Are we still preteens through that gate?
No. And we found that any of the one, unless that is actually your actual age, when you go through that gate, you will appear as your form is. So be it a 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 50-year-old, whatever it is.
All right.
And the clothes you're wearing will change. Clothes you're carrying will not. Hence why that ninja suit is child-sized. Because I wore it when I came.
Okay.
Pete, please tell me which map I should get ready to put.
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to work out. That's what I'm discussing with Alex at the moment. So, Alex, the benefit of the 19th century one is that we've got a suite we can stay at because I booked a hotel room for a month.
Right.
Yeah. The benefit of the 21st century is that we're less likely to be picked up by royal guards and marched off to see the king. And demand what we're going to do about Princess Danny.
Yeah.
So in some ways, the 21st. About the only I do have 10 gold coins. So
okay.
That I did not leave in my bag because I didn't trust the others.
I will leave it to your good judgment. Wise choice.
Well, with 10 gold coins, you may not have to sleep on the street, or if you do, you will be a better target for vagabonds. The
only issue is that we don't know what they use for identification in that world, and we won't have any paperwork or sims or whatever it is they use.
The look on Danny's face is fucking priceless as he sits there and wonders how his life got so fucked and weird.
And that's the thing, Danny. We find whenever we go to a new zone, we have to try and establish a base of operations, set ourselves up.
Get currency.
Some of them we find that when we appear, we already have something going on. We almost like we inherit the roles of existing people.
I want to say get
Oh
currency.
boy.
Get currency for the group, not for me.
Get currency for what? Sorry.
I said we have to get situated, get currency, but then obviously I don't carry currency, so I do it for the group.
Yeah, but just in regards so you can get whiskey.
Yes.
All right.
Right.
How about we go to the 22nd century San Angeles or Gothic San Angeles? Human Genovia Gothic San Angeles.
I believe. Well, wait. So you're going to the Old West one?
No, we're going through the gate right here.
Ah, I believe that's this one then. Melwick's, yes?
No, that's the Old West one.
God damn it. Ignore that
Melwick's
list.
is Gothic. Gothic is the one you want, sir.
I suck.
So which one are we going to?
Hold on.
We're going to go to, from a in-game for Logan's perspective, we're going to Gothic. So you want the player map Gothic, Logan?
We're going to this 22nd century though, right?
Yes, your perspective. And Danny, we're going 22nd century. Now, one thing, after when magic started working in this place, in the history of this world, certain scientific laws stopped working. So, for example, electricity stopped working from a technology perspective. However, electricity still works in that we didn't fall over and die because we no longer have electricity in our bodies.